Okay, Capricorn, this one's for you. You know the drill. No reversals, no flyers, no jumpers, no oracles. Stripped down, bare bone. Okay, we're just trying to get a story out of this for you guys. That's you, Capricorn. This is Tarot Lumination with your general report for September 2017, okay? So just before we get into that, the usual drill, watch for your sun, your moon, and your rising. But I also invite you, please, to watch the Leo North Node video playlist for the same thing, sun, moon, and rising, and also the latest little Leo new moon eclipse playlist, because it's all kind of relevant right now. We're in a point of deep transition where we're coming out of the Leo Aquarius eclipse pattern, and we're starting to live in the wake of that pattern now. Like, you know how a wave leaves a wake, and it's a big wave, so it's going to be going on for months to come. And the actual solar energy is Virgo right now, okay? So we're into September and Virgo energy, but we're still dealing with this Leo North Node energy. So for you, it's still happening up here in the 8th house. You can watch the videos about this, please. We're not here to do this now. I just want to remind you, 8th house energies of intimacy, other people's resources and money, deep soul merger, death, sexuality, transformation. And all of that might feel brand new to you in the new ways it's unfolding as it starts here in September, okay? Because this is where it's actually starting now in September, even though that's Leo Aquarius energy. Cards were already shuffled. We're going to shuffle to the very last second, and then we're going to pull your spread and we're going to read for you and do the best we can. Make the best of this, all right? Oh, by the way, Capricorn, you're one of the signs. Capricorn, Cancer, Libra, and Aries. You're one of the 4 cardinal signs that's really has been getting a lot of attention, kind of getting hammered, frankly. With all these big T-squares recently. So it might just feel like it's one unending grind for you. But things will change, I guarantee. Jupiter's going to move into Scorpio by the end of the year, and Saturn is moving into Capricorn right at the end of the year. So it's going to be big, big changes for you, okay, Capricorn? Just giving you some serious heads up, okay? All right, one last little flip, and then we're going to cut, and then we're going to read. All right, here we go. 1, 2. Okay. This is it. We're going for it. All right, here we go. Cut. Really extreme cut. Trying to help you, okay, Capricorn? Okay. Here's the general vibe at the very core of things, okay? Here's the energy you're bringing in with you. This could come from months, years, or it could come from the last week or two, whatever it is. It's like your legacy energy that you're bringing into September. And here's the ever-present now as you move through September. You're always in the state of now, okay? Even though things just happen and those things are coming, you're actually always living in the now. So once you come to that realization and you start moving forward into what we call the future through what we call time, this would be that kind of energy. And so as we head into that energy, by definition, we're taking risk because we're heading into what we call the unknown. So there is some risk and wobbliness that goes with this card here. So this card is an indication of how the heck are we going to deal with that effectively and safely. What's best for you, Capricorn? And here's what's coming at you. Now, this could be energy if you understand and accept things like the laws of physics, the laws of nature, the laws of attraction, and how you can, essentially create your own life experience through your decisions. And this would not be too surprising. If you feel that life comes at you just like it's always coming at you and you have no say in the matter, then this would be the same energy, but it might feel very, very different to you. Okay? So as you move forward and the energy and the momentum starts to flow through September, you start to realize, oh my gosh, I am actually on a wave. In which case, what's going on? Am I on the right wave at the right time with the right reason? I hope it works. I hope I am. I hope this is working, but I'm also scared in case it isn't working. So, you know, it's literally the hopes and fear card. It's like being a surfer, or, you know, going on a journey, whatever, no matter what the journey is, no matter if it's very simple, just going to school or college or your day job, or just doing the journey through your life of chores or whatever it is, your relationships, your tasks. You're always in some degree facing the unknown, facing risk, facing reward. As they say, no risk, no reward. And you understand that, so you keep going, okay? There's no going back anyway with these eclipses. It's done, okay? A lot of stuff is being shed. There's a lot of shedding going on right now, and that might be a relief, or it might be incredibly uncomfortable, okay? Because typically people like the status quo. They like what works. They like what is comfortable. And when the energies of change, powerful energies of shift and change and evolution come along, like this thing here, that can trigger a lot of discomfort in people. So with you, Capricorn, here's where it's heading. Here's the momentum coming through. Now, we're going to look at the bottom card in a second, and that's more like an indication of what I think of as the weather. It's like energy that permeates the situation, your experience, your world at the moment. You don't have to take it personally, but it is there. And just like all weather, it's a good idea to take advantage of it, make the best of it. If it's really difficult weather, figure it out. If it's really optimal weather, make the best of it. I'm trying to do this as a journey spread, okay? I think of it as heart energy, love energy, because none of this happens, whether through your brain, your attitudes, or whatever, unless it ultimately goes through your heart. So please see it as that. I hope you can see that shape here, at least a little bit. I try to make it look like that, okay? So here we go. God, I was talking so long. Sorry. Here we go. Oh, all the cards are upside down. Okay, let's just face it. Let's do this. That's the second time. Wow, there might be more. Let's do this. Don't take it personally. Just blame it on Mercury retrograde. Yeah. And also your ruling planet is still retrograde. We've got Mercury, Saturn, Uranus, Neptune, and Pluto all retrograde right now. So that's an awful lot of hurry up and wait. It's an awful lot of like, whoa, hold on. Let's figure this stuff out, okay? So that's what we're doing. Let me just double check. Okay, we're good. We're good, we're fine. So you've got the tower, okay? The general core vibe. So it's really, you know, what can we say here? You've still got Pluto transiting here. And we just have Venus in Cancer over here. So your whole world of relationship, primary relationships, business, open enemies, marriage partners, spouses might have come under a lot of pressure. And you're still dealing with the home career dynamic here with the Libra Aries dynamic. So, you know, and that's been under tremendous hard T-square angles as well. So you might have been feeling tremendous, like crushing type of pressures where like you don't even have any say in the matter. It's just like, you know what? It's all freaking falling apart, people. What can I do? I'm just a guy. I'm just a person. I'm a woman or person, genderless, whatever, living my life. And this is what happens. Okay. So please, Capricorn, treat this as a blessing. Please understand that in some ways the Tower is the most powerful healing card in the deck, in the story, as life unfolds, because it's an indication that whatever you do not need is leaving you. It is being removed. It is being eclipsed out of your life. And that could feel cataclysmic, catastrophic, traumatic. It could be very exciting. It could be very shocking. It could be a tremendous relief. It could be include tremendous grief. We don't know that. That's your journey. That's your experience. I'm just talking about the energy here for you, Capricorn. It's not a traditional tarot reading in that sense, okay? So please understand that the general core vibe is like, you know, when the Tower comes, this could be a continuous type of energy as well. I have to add that because of the Pluto dynamic right now. So it's like this might not just be one cataclysmic event. This could be like an ongoing experience for you. Like every day you wake up and you think, oh my God, what now? What now? You know, like what else is going to change and shift and fall apart? What else do I have to understand and learn to grow and evolve here? It's almost like, how much more can I take? How much longer is this going to go on? Well, I don't want to scare you, but with Saturn coming into Capricorn, the pressure might increase. I mean, I don't know without doing a detailed exploration of your situation. But anyway, don't be scared. Please treat this as a blessing, a divine blessing. In other words, if you've been holding on tight to certain realities that are actually redundant and obsolete and no longer serving you, it'll feel like they're being ripped away over time, especially over this eclipse energy over the next year. And in its place, it becomes a void, which becomes like raw open space that can now receive and accept the new downloads, the new energy, the new operating systems for Capricorn Mark II. Let's see where you're coming from. Okay, maybe there's an energy of separation here. Maybe it's an energy of like, you know what? It's true. I accept it. I understand it. There's no point in fighting it. With the Queen of Swords here, it's just like, it's almost like, I don't need this BS anymore. All the fake, bogus, I'm scared to use certain words here because the channel has been under a lot of scrutiny lately, and certain words that I would normally use, I can't use now. So I'm trying to describe this energy here. Yes, you're coming in with like the energy of separation and cold hard truth, like, I am Capricorn, and I am sick of this, and this. I don't need it anymore. I don't want that anymore. And I'm willing to call it out and cut it away if I have to. Because all I want is the truth. I want what is real. I want what is true. I want what works. Okay? Anything else? Bye-bye. So we don't know how that's playing out in what area of your particular area of your life. It might be, somewhere up in this part here with the eclipse energy. It could be anywhere, but we're just talking about broad energy. So this would be an energy, a feeling of, the way I'm reading it is like, you're very aware deep down that this like ongoing, let's say, cataclysmic change, like a chain reaction of cataclysmic stuff, just seems to be going on and on and on. It's like it's relentless. It's relentless. And you're at the point where you're sick of it, and I just want to be done with it. I'm pretending I'm you, Capricorn, okay? I want to be done with this. I'm sick of it, and you're aware of it. And that's totally understandable. And so where does that leave us here in the present now? Okay, so it could be a little spooky, a little weird, a little scary, because you might be feeling like, well, what if? Let's say all this cataclysmic stuff is happening and I'm separating myself from others and others are separating themselves from me. Other situations, circumstances, ways of being. What's the word I was trying to look at? Ways of life. Becoming redundant, that are being cut away, that you are cutting away, that you are deliberately splicing and pruning and cutting out of your life. That's, maybe that's your intention, maybe that's quite good, but deep down, it might be that you're actually almost freaked out, scared of what's happening, because yes, this could be almost terrifying in some ways of reading that card. And it could leave you facing what might feel like a very weird sense of presence. This is very lunar energy here. And lunar energy, traditionally has that feeling of like, what's going on in the middle of the night? I mean, every spooky movie always has a shot in the middle of it of the full moon in the background there with the clouds swirling over it, and everybody goes, oh, no. So that's a little bit of what's going on here. And it also could feel almost as though, because this is almost like irreversible, what's the this is energy. You can't fight this. This is what's happening regardless of how you try to maintain a certain type of stability. In some aspect of life, there is a crumbling of foundation. And that can leave you feeling disoriented, like, well, what's happening? Because I'm actually living through that right now. It could be frightening. It could make it feel as though you're being dragged through this experience, like you're getting hazed. You know, when you go to a new place, a new college, a new job, a new career, and everyone else is doing their stuff, and you're the newbie, and they're kind of going, ha, 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 ha. Let's show this new person, this new Capricorn. Let's put him through some tests here to see what they're made of. And that can be scary because the whole idea is that you don't know what they are or where they're coming from. You don't know any of the rules. You don't know where the landmines are. You don't know where any of the rewards are. You don't know where any of the dangers lie. And it could feel a little bit scary and wobbly. You know, like spooks in the night, monsters under the bed type of energy. Okay, like, is there any divine guidance, or am I literally just going by moonlight and instinct, raw instinct? Well, you might have to do that here with the moon card. You might have to be totally reliant on your deepest intuition, and that might be all you have. But that's okay. It's very much to do with heart energy anyway. By the way, I forgot to pull the weather card underneath. Let's have a look at that. Let's have a look. So I should have read that earlier. I like to usually think of that as the weather that permeates the whole situation. So you do have the Three of Cups, okay, like as weather around you. So the Three of Cups gives a slightly different tone to the story we've been telling so far. It could indicate that no matter how traumatic this might be or cataclysmic, it could be very wonderful for you. Maybe some amazingly spectacular changes are happening, and you're actually welcoming this kind of type of change, like evolutionary change. Even though it involves you having to separate, maybe you're celebrating that you can separate. And maybe even though it's frightening and going into a whole new world, you're celebrating, okay? You might have some dear loved ones who totally understand you, who totally get you, and they're all coming at your back and saying, you know what, Capricorn, bravo. You have been through absolute hell and back, and you're coming out the other side. We applaud you. Come and hang out with us, because we've been through our own storms as well. And so we're saying bravo, celebration. I'm sorry if you had to go through all this, and I'm sorry if it scares you about what's happening next, but don't worry. You're in a good place with good people. Don't worry, okay, Capricorn? Even though you might be worried. Okay, so moving forward, let's get some momentum going here. You know it's a journey. You know you have to move on. You know you have to take steps that involves risk. That means facing into perhaps a very weird and new type of future that could be called the unknown. No matter how incredibly organized and structured your world might be, no matter how good you are at managing things and being the boss of things and making things work properly, you might feel challenged right now with this, okay? Even though you've got support, okay? And you know deep down you have to continue, even if this doesn't make any sense. So, what this could indicate here with the 9 of discs sitting right here, it can indicate that this might be a whole new awakening for you, where you're actually, even though it could be cataclysmic in the types of change, it could be really, really good knowing that deep down going forward, this is going to create a whole new level of independence and stability and security for you, where more than ever before, you're not going to answer to any kind of BS that you might have tolerated in the past. And so this actually, like, I like to think of this as such a healing card. In other words, to reveal it, to heal it, if there's so many issues that have been covered up by falsehoods, false altars, fake ways of being, it's all going to crash down, and The raw reality is going to be exposed, and that's going to be a relief. It's going to be tangible. What is really, 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 truly solid and valuable in your life is going to be exposed, and you're going to be able to take that forward with you on a whole new journey, starting here in September, coming out of the eclipses. So this is really good news. And it could involve the energy of, you know, a deeper sense of merger with other people's resources here, okay, in ways that you've never really done before, or separation from other people's resources in ways that you've never done before. We'll see. So this is very encouraging, and from my perspective for you, Capricorn, from me to you, this is encouraging because I feel this could be liberating for you and allow you to, like what Capricorn really likes to do is get things done, organized so that there's structure and wealth and stability and things that work, okay? The question is how, because it looks like you're heading deep into the unknown in some ways. Okay, it might be a really, really, really good idea to, let's say, be honest with yourself that deep down, in many ways, you kind of knew this is coming, and you're going to have to deal with it. So instead, like, if you look at the connection here, if you feel that all these woes and griefs and anxieties, that a lot of it are in the mind, multiple versions of self-undoing, things that you've been putting up for a long time that are, you know, deep down are toxic and not healthy for you, and it's about time it all came crumbling down. And in your mind, you've made the decision that enough is enough is enough. Now you have to act on that. Take action, independent action if you have to, literally going on your own, making the decisions, no matter how much it might feel like you're going in the dark, making brave, bold decisions anyway. But do it in a way where you're really open and honest about these issues. These are, you know, these could be very deeply buried fears. Like you might have it's almost like night terrors, but if that's what's coming, from my perspective, in terms of the healing power of love, this is really, really good news, because this is all the stuff that needs to be exposed, that needs healing. In other words, by becoming aware of these anxieties, thoughts, misperceptions, attitudes, and beliefs that, you know, you might have tolerated for a long time, even though you know deep down there was something bogus about some of it. It's really, really good to identify all of this, all of these griefs, fears, anxieties, anything that's keeping you up at night. Literally, see the picture? Anything that's keeping you up at night. Write down a list. What is it? Name it, identify it, and then work on it and start to apply the healing power of love, which is there for you, especially from your dearest, closest friends, okay? So it would be appropriate for you to, you know, tap in with some of your really closest mates, male or female, old or young, whatever, it doesn't matter. Tap in with some of your mates and buddies, and if you have to, let it all hang out, let it gush, bring a big box of tissues, and have a massive Capricorn pity party. It would be probably the best thing you could do for yourself right now and everybody else. I'm not saying that in a, derogatory way. I meant more like, be willing to open yourself up and expose these issues that need to be addressed, okay? That would be the most effective way to, like, liberate yourself, okay? It could be truly liberating. So, in that context, let's moving forward here, okay? So from here, with heart energy, it's just like, be brave, Capricorn. Be really, really brave. You know what to do. You know that you're heading into a little bit of the unknown here. You know deep down it's going to be very liberating for you and give you a higher degree of, like, ownership and independence and stability and wealth in your life, in whatever aspect of your life. And you know you're facing into the risk, into the unknown. It's very, very vivid here. Because you might have been living with certain paradigms that have been, like, locked in for a very long time. And when they all come crumbling down, you know, either all at once or like one, you know, cataclysmic situation after another. Either way, please treat that as a healing process, one by one, step by step, revealing everything that needs to be healed, which actually translates into you becoming more abundant and healthier. But it's moving forward in this direction. So as you allow this massive energy of deep, slow transformation to occur, no matter how uncomfortable, this is what happens. It could be an emission with the Page of Cups here, that no matter how much you have had your act together in certain aspects of life where you are being the most awesome Capricorn that everybody would normally identify as Capricorn, when you come into this new journey here unfolding in September, you might come to kind of like a stark, blinding awareness that in certain matters, especially matters of the heart, there might be a high degree of innocence that is being exposed here. No matter your maturity, your abundance, your stability, your rock-like nature that is there for everybody else, making things work for you, which also means it works for everybody else because you are a noble Capricorn. However, here in this spread, in this journey for September, with the general report just focusing on energy, it takes you, you see, with this card here, it's about how we create our own reality, okay? On the understanding of the laws of attraction. In other words, this kind of card was inevitable. And it's an exposure of like, wow, maybe I was a little naive in certain ways, but I'm going to figure it out because you know you have to. And that could be part of your journey. Like you might be very successful at this, and this or that. And yet at this particular aspect of your life that is being exposed right now, there is a degree of innocence and naivety that has to be acknowledged and accepted. Now, if you feel that this little Page of Cups energy is coming at you like a surprise, like, wait a minute, I thought I knew about all that stuff already. I know what love is. I know how love works in life. I know that love is as love does. I've been a very loving person, living according to my actions and words and expressing that, being more than willing to go out of my way for other people, for their spiritual health and evolution and spiritual healing and physical healing and all that. And yet this reading here is indicating that, wow, you still have a lot to learn when it comes to like perhaps loving yourself, okay? You might be very good at like the physical expressions of love. Like a very loving thing to do for a mate might be to get them a new present, a very functional, useful kind of present, whatever that might be. A new electric toaster or something, as opposed to like a hug or a kiss or a love poem. The Capricorn in you would normally do something like useful. But it might be an indication here that you might have gone too far. Maybe it's time to tap in and tune into a little bit of heart energy and be a little bit more mushy and romantic and allow that. Now, we don't know. With this card here in the hopes and fears, like with this, with your desire to move forward effectively, no matter how like turbulent this might feel, no matter if there's high degrees of separation, and even if you might have to go through an awful lot of exposure of all the things that scare you in order to get healing, which brings you to the point where you have to admit a certain degree of naivety and innocence, and yet a strong desire to evolve and grow anyway, even though you might be a very highly evolved, capable, and mature Capricorn. Moving here from this card, this desire to reach this newer, higher level of like integrity of self, independence of self, there's a wish there. There's a wish energy there about, I'm hoping it works out, which would be the hope energy here. And the wish, like, I hope that I don't screw up. Okay, so let's have a look. So what you have here, I feel this relates very closely to the Queen of Swords, where you're hoping that by doing what has to be done, cutting away that which is obsolete, allowing all the redundant stuff that's obsolete to fall away, no matter how scary or weird it might feel, and how it might expose your own weaknesses to yourself, you're hoping you're hoping that you get it and then you can actually live through this experience, because you might have been extremely good at burying a tremendous amount of what could be called like turbulence or unacceptable situations, energies, lifestyle package deals, anything that's unhealthy that you've tolerated for a long time, but you deep down you know you have to move on and evolve and grow. It's like you're hoping that you do it, but you're bringing your treasure with you, all the good stuff that is Capricorn that will endure, 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 and leaving behind the redundant stuff, and then moving on with a whole new set of attitudes, perceptions, beliefs, and understandings that are healthy for you, that are appropriate, and that do allow you to live in a richer, more abundant, more peaceful, satisfying life in the world, including bringing your loved ones with you on the understanding that you're all in the same boat together. It's a shared experience. It's a shared journey, especially when it comes to this energy of deep merger with very significant people in your life, like perhaps marriage partners or something like that, or a very significant other, bringing all the good stuff forward with you into a new life. Now, of course, with the fear aspect here is like, well, what if I screw up? Well, don't worry. You're not going to do that. Not on the Tarot Lumination channel. Okay, Capricorn? So, where does that take you? Kaboom! Yeah! You see with this Judgment card here, Capricorn, it's just like, bam-o! Yes! Yes, yes, yes. I do get a chance to reboot, reformat, reprogram my whole life. And all the doo-doo and stuff that where maybe I, Capricorn, messed up, or whether other people really messed me up, you know what? It doesn't even matter anymore. I'm over it. I'm done with that. We're just going to file it away in the history books, and we're starting from scratch again to become Capricorn Mark II, and all is forgiven, and we are blessed, angelically blessed. The healing power of love is now moving into your life, and you can move on, move on, move on, and start all over again, even if it means admitting there's a high degree of innocence, okay? So no worries, Capricorn. You're on a really, really kind of epic journey here. And it is a journey of the heart for you, okay? It is very much a journey of the heart. Let's put this in as a reminder that you are supported. You've got friends and family who are there for you, okay? So it's okay to lean on them for a while, because most of the time you've probably been taking care of them. So make the best of this, Capricorn. Thank you so much. Watch for your sun, moon, and rising. Please watch the Leo North Node eclipse and the North Node in Leo playlist that might help you as well. And then turn it into your own epic story, okay? Thank you so much, Capricorn. Have a really awesome September. Bye-bye.